And I had no idea what cobalt was. I thought it was a color. I didn't know that it was in rechargeable batteries. So it took me a little time to organize my first trip, establish ground relationships. I got into the Congo the first time in 2018. And what I saw was just so horrific, so extreme and severe. And the fact that it was at the bottom of supply chains that reach out like a kraken across the global economy and touch the lives of everyone. Everyone listening to us right now cannot function for 24 hours without cobalt. And as you noted in your remarks, roughly 3/4 of the world's supply comes from the Congo, and it's mined in conditions. You read the bit, the sentence that links to Leopold. It's mined in conditions that are like the colonial times, where the people of Africa are reduced to brute labor. Their lives are not valued. Their labor is not valued. Their humanity is not valued. And that's the reality that exists at the bottom of cobalt supply chains.
So that, I mean, the book is just magnificent, and as Amy said, it's completely devastating. So if you could explain to us, you know, for people, myself included, when I read the book, the difference between artisanal mining and the conditions that exist on artisanal mines, areas where artisanal miners search for cobalt, and industrial mining, and then describe some of the conditions. Who are these miners? How many children are involved? And how big are these mines? You've said some of them are as large as European cities, including London.
Yeah, so let's spend a moment and just understand what's happening on the ground in that part of the Congo. And this is the southeastern part from the towns between Lubumbashi and Kolwezi. And when you get down to that part of the Congo, there are massive industrial mining operations on the one hand. And now outside of the Congo, consumer-facing tech and EV companies will have you believe that all of their cobalt supply in their batteries for their gadgets and cars comes only from these industrial mines. Industrial means what it sounds like. Heavy machinery, excavators digging and gouging at the earth. What's happened there is not sustainable at all in terms of industrial activity. Millions of trees clear-cut, massive destruction and contamination of the environment. Now, alongside that, and the reality is, inside of these industrial operations, there are hundreds of thousands of people, including tens of thousands of children, who dig by hand. Now, the quaint term given to them is artisanal mining, and that makes you think that they're walking around baking bread or doing work in pleasing conditions, but nothing could be further from the truth. Artisanal mining means these tens of thousands of children, hundreds of thousands of people, scrounging at the ground with pickaxes, shovels, stretches of rebar, or their bare hands to pull cobalt out of the ground and feed it up the chain. Many of these people are digging inside industrial mines, and outside of the Congo, tech and EV companies will have you believe that that does not happen, but the truth on the ground is very different. They also dig all around the countryside because cobalt is everywhere. There are more reserves of cobalt in that part of the Congo than the rest of the planet combined. So the local population has been displaced by enormous mining operations. You made note that some of these are as big as cities. Well, these mining concessions means the territory a foreign mining company is allowed to exploit. The biggest one in that part of the Congo is the size of London, where I'm sitting right now. So imagine a London-sized swath of countryside that's been completely gouged, destroyed, clear-cut, and contaminated in this scramble to get cobalt out of the ground and up the chain. And imagine the hundreds of thousands of people who used to live in that territory, forcibly displaced, now without home, without a way to live, and all they can do is scramble back into that ground, try to dig some cobalt out of the earth, and feed it up the chain for $1 or $2 a day.